Indian Test discard Virender Sehwag is training under Glenn McGrath. The Indian opener has rushed to Chennai as Aussie bowling legend is monitoring his training in Chennai. Times now has these exclusive pictures of Sehwag practicing against pacers as he eyes a return for the Indian tour of South Africa. Now, in fact, guess what? We are being joined by Glenn McGrath himself. Thanks very much for talking to us, Glenn. Now, you are monitoring Sehwag's training sessions in Chennai, as we understand. He's playing against pacers. He's eyeing a comeback. Do you think he still has it in him to make a return?
Well, that's what we'll wait and see. That's up to Viru himself. I think it's great that he's come here to the MRF Pace Foundation. I think it's where else can you face this type of quality bowling in very good conditions. The facilities here are second to none. I think it's a great opportunity for any batsman like Viru to come here and get some quality practice, quality batting under his belt. Hopefully that'll hold him in good stead.
Well, stay on, Glenn, even as we just remind our viewers that this is Virender Sehwag. He's on a secret mission. He's training under you, of course. He's trying to get a return to the Indian team. He's trying to make it back in time for the Indian tour of South Africa. He's rushed to Chennai as he's training under you. You, of course, are monitoring his training in Chennai. We are bringing our viewers these exclusive visuals of Virender Sehwag practicing in Chennai against quality pace bowling. He's eyeing a return for the tour of South Africa, and his progress is being monitored by Glenn McGrath himself, who is with us right now. Now, Glenn, you're also, of course, you're back at the academy. You're training with young pace bowlers. How's it going?
Really enjoying my time here, working with the young Indian talent coming through, and I must say I've been very impressed. I think there's a lot of quality in the young fast bowlers coming through. We see Ishwa Pandey, who's over in South Africa playing for India A, who's been bowling exceptionally well. So I expect big things from him. But it's great to be back here.
Okay, well, Glenn, we've talked about Virender Sehwag, but there's another old stalwart who's trying to get back into the Indian team, Zaheer Khan. He used to be a lead bowler. Now he's struggling with fitness. He's been dropped from the team as well. Do you think there are any chances of him making a comeback?
For someone like Zaheer Khan, who has so much experience, he knows what he needs to do. He knows how to bowl, how to take wickets. So at the end of the day, it's up to him how he goes. He's got to be honest with himself, but he still has to be prepared to put in the hard work off the field, and also the results. The results will speak for themselves. If he's taking wickets, then he'll be fine. If not, then see what happens.
Okay, well, let's see if these guys can actually make it back to the Indian team. Let's talk about something more generic now, that faulty decision review system, which has been completely exposed during the recent Ashes series. India has been against it throughout, of course. Does the ICC need to wake up and improve it?
Well, the DRS, I was a big fan of that at the start of the Ashes series. And I know India and Indians haven't liked the DRS and didn't want to use it, and always wondered why. And the more the Ashes went through and the more issues came up with DRS, I could see that teams were using it the wrong way. They're using it now. They're questioning the umpires every time they make a decision. And to me, that's not why it was brought in. It was brought in to help the umpires, for that bad decision, that howler as they call it. But teams aren't using it that way, and I think it's becoming a weapon. So the fact that you can win or lose a test match now just on the way you use DRS, I think is wrong. And that's not the way it was meant to be, and I think it's unfair. So, there are a few grey areas where they can improve it and maybe make a bit of a difference. But the longer I see DRS, the bigger... less of a fan I'm becoming of it. So maybe the Indians had something there to start with.
All right, well, that series made news for more reasons than one. You were part of a virtually invincible Aussie squad. Must have been agony. Aussie is completely humiliated by the English. Do you think this is one of the worst defeats that Australia has suffered?
Well, I think it's one of the worst results the Australian team's had for a long time, and I think, Australia-England, the Ashes series, was a lot closer than what the scoreline suggests, and it was England batsmen didn't bat that well. It was only Ian Bell that was a big standout in both teams, and I think he was the reason why England won the Test matches they did. So he deserved man of the series. But when Australia played bad, they had a real bad session where they lost a Test match in one session. So that's what they need to stop doing. They showed signs of performing well. I thought our bowlers bowled exceptionally well, especially Ryan Harris. The bowling attack, the batting attack, we sort of tried a few different combinations. I think the combination they used in that first innings in the last Test match is probably one they'll look to go forward with. Shane Watson coming in at 3, I think, did a good job. So maybe they'll try that. They've just been trying to find the right combination, and unfortunately, the batsmen didn't have as good a series as what they would have liked, and I guess that was the difference.
Absolutely. Well, I think it'd be more interesting for world cricket if the Aussies are back to their best. Thanks very much, Glenn, for talking to us here on The Game.